Good afternoon. My name is Kiri McCoy, and this is my Colt starting Phase 1 video for 2023. Today, I will be showing off Elmo, who is an 18-year-old red dun mare who is going through our Colt starting program. TQA, which stands for Training Quality Assurance, is a nonprofit organization with the goal of eliminating resistance while doing a job. To keep track of our horse's progress, we use these score sheets and score them every day from a -3 to a +3. -3 meaning they still need work, and +3 meaning they understand it. And this is my score sheet for Elmo. And as you can see, we have been going through the phases and have been improving a lot of our numbers. Two important terms to know before we begin the video are willing submission, which can be defined as after the initial cue, the horse performs the task on a loose rein with no leg pressure. And horizontal direction can be defined as when slack is taken out of the rein, the horse puts slack back into the rein with suppleness through the poll and loin. For good to catch, I gave her a +3 because this is kind of the expectation you should have for any horse, that they will follow you when you walk into the pen and just come straight up to you as well, and easily accept the halter, the whole process being very willing. For good to leave, I gave her a +1. This is a bunch of improvement from our last video. I am not needing to use a flag, and she is much more out of my space. I really just wanted to show the vast improvement we've had with that. An important thing to note before we go on is always review the groundwork before saddling to make sure they are prepared to be saddled. For reviewing groundwork, I gave her a +2. This was at the beginning of our session, and she did wonderful on everything that I asked her to do. It was all very willing, and she tried her hardest. I like to see how much more focused this horse has been with me the last few weeks, and there has been a lot of improvement in her temperament. For good to saddle, I gave her a 0 because she is very calm about the experience, but she does still have a bit of issue with the cinching part, and she does move around a bit. So we are working on that, and we are hoping that that keeps on improving. For horizontal direction and stage 1, in and away on the ground, I gave her a +1. And stage 1 can be defined as the front inside foot stops and the other feet move forward around it. So right there, she just gave us some stage 1. And now, making sure that I stay on the same side, I'm going to ask for horizontal direction and stage 1 away. Making sure that I practice the feeling of getting bridled. And I try not to put any pressure on the rope until I go up to the front and push her head over a little bit to help her through this a bit, because she's still new to this. But I like how she moves freely around me and she does not back. And then you always make sure to do everything on both sides. Now, since I have a minute before the next part of this video, I want to include the fact that there are multiple people in this video working this horse, because I'm not a Colt starter. I am aiming to get the assistant trainer certification, so my job is to prepare them to be saddled and prepare them to ride. So my real focus is the stuff on the ground and on the side more. So as you can see, Gavin here is doing the stand to get on, which I gave her a 0, and then on the side doubling, I gave her a +2 because she really freely moves out. You don't need to ask a lot, which is really nice to see, and she just gives you so much so willingly. And doubling can be defined as a combination of horizontal direction and stage 1. It is the stop at the beginning of training. And as you can see with this horse, you really do not have to ask with a lot of pressure to get her to willingly do what you want her to do. She's just so freely moving around, and it's really nice to see. Right now, Gavin is just waiting for her to stop though so he can step down and give her a release. For doubling at a walk, trot, and lope, 3 steps after initial cue, I gave her a +1 for it. She's turning into a super cool horse. She's super calm and super willing, and it's really nice to see. And as you can see, we have a new trainer on video, and this is Parker, and she will be showing off the rest of this video. The reason I gave her a +1 for all 3 speeds is because she's so willingly moving out at every speed and really responding at each speed very similarly, which is really nice to see. And every time that Parker picks up on that rope, the horse responds accordingly, which is a really nice thing to see in the first few rides with this horse. For moving out soft in the lope, I gave her a +1. We didn't do too much of this day because she was really stiff in that back end, and we didn't want to ask too much of her, but she did really awesome for what we did get. And for stage 1 into stage 2 standing, I gave her a 0. And stage 2 can be defined as the hindquarters pulling the horse in a reverse motion. The reason I gave her a 0 is because I've seen her do better than this, and she was pretty stiff this day backing up, and I've just seen her do better. For her overall score, for temperament, I gave her a +1. For foundation, I gave her a +2. And for task completion, I gave her a +1. She has improved vastly from my last video, and I am super proud of where we are going. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.